Hey guys, Ishan with the UQ Club at UCI here. I just want to say a few things before this video gets started. This video was requested by a new subscriber who just subscribed to the channel. And I wanted to say to thank everyone that has subscribed so far. Because for a small channel like us, it means a lot just to get to 50 subscribers. And it means even more when our subscribers request videos because you guys literally are our audience, and so it's good to know that there's stuff that these videos keep you wanting more, and so we appreciate that. If you haven't subscribed, please do. It's just a great way to support us. We're hoping to get to 100 before the school year starts. Hopefully when the school year starts we can do like live duel videos and stuff, and post those. That'd be really cool from our weekly tournaments, so I'm looking forward to that. Without further ado, let's get into the deck. This is Crusadia Guardragons. Actually, I wanted to show off the extra deck first. I'll put this to the side for a second. I've got a strange build going on. And I'm sorry, I've got like 2 proxies in this video, but I promise these are the only proxies. Okay, so we've got one outer entity in RIRA, and this is supposed to be an azathot. Now, why am I doing this? Ooh, sorry for the glare. See, these sleeves are a little worse on the glare. Why am I doing this? Well, because I thought that, I thought to myself, well, the azathot version comes short because of the sometimes it's inconsistent. And even when you do get the combo, you're making the rest of your deck super weak, right? You're playing a bunch of level 4s to summon out Nyarla, to summon out azathot, right? And so, what's the point? You want to end on a strong board. But sometimes, even if you get the azathot and you don't end on a strong board, you're just going to lose anyway. And so my thought was, you know what? Let's go a more traditional Crusadia Guardragon. But I always find that I have 2 spaces free in the extra deck. And I figured, you know what? Why not include this package? You're not going to open it up very often, maybe like 20 or 30%. But I think it still might be worth it to just include this package because it sort of plays mind games with your opponents, right? Because, they're like, oh, okay, well, they azathotted me first game. Does that mean I need to Ash the Magius? And maybe they'll waste their only hand trap on a Magius that you're hoping they'll Ash so that you can just play out the rest of your hand. And so that is sort of the key. I think this is the key theory behind this deck. And so the rest of the deck is sort of built around this idea. So I just wanted to get the extra out of the way first, even though it's sort of not traditional. So 1 Nyarla, 1 Azathot. We got 1 Magius, standard. Or not standard, you can run 2, but we're running the Azathot package, so we only have space for 1. 1 Spatha, pretty standard. You can already see the next cards. Maybe I should hide them a little bit. 1 Elpie, everyone knows Elpie. 1 Pisty, everyone knows Pisty. 1 Agar Pain. I'm sorry if you actually don't know what these cards do, but they're very common, so you've probably seen them before, is what I'm saying. 1 Agar Pain, and then 2 Saryujas. Definitely you should run 2. I think Konami doesn't want to limit this card, so I'm happy, because that would really hurt our deck. 1 Heretic Seal, one of the best cards printed. Just easy to get that negate out. 1 Borreload, very good. You sort of need it. 1 Ib, very, very good as well. If you saw the combo video, you'd know that I really showed the power of Ib in that combo video, and I'll link the combo video in the description. 1 Dawn Dragster, 1 Crystal Wing. I really like Crystal Wing better. A lot of times your weak boards without Gamma Seal will end on Borreload Savage and Crystal Wing. And sometimes before you just end on Borreload Savage Hot Red. The problem with that is it's so weak to Super Poly. This deck actually plays around with Super Poly really well if you play Crystal Wing. And so I figured, you know what? If you have Gamma Seal, it doesn't really matter. If they can't really Super Poly away your Gamma Seal, it's pretty tough. But for for when they do have Super Poly, you want it to be a dead card. People will side it in just hoping that they'll be able to get some value out of it. But I think that just, having these is better, I think. I think mine is a little bit less prevalent, and so I think Crystal Wing is actually the better choice here. So let's get to the main deck. We have 3 Crusadia Draco. So 3 Draco. The best one. It's level 4, but it's not great at making Azathot because if you special summon it, you can't special it again for your LP plays, so it's okay. But it's still the best Crusadia in the whole deck. Second best is 3 Maximus. Maximus has the utility of being level 4. It helps make Ib, and so it helps make Azathot as well. Very good. We have 3 Arborea. The tuner for Dawn Dragster, very good. Level 3s, the 3 Reclusia, as well as the 3 Leonis. Used to be pretty just underwhelming compared to the other Crusaders, but now they're pretty important because this and a Ib will make Borreload Savage, which is extremely important now, and because that helps you summon out more dragons from your deck. 1 white, 1 black, staple. I consider these staple of this deck. Very, very good. Of course, the Red MD, staple. Gamma Seal, staple as well. So these cards are all pretty standard. You're going to be hard-pressed to find decks with Crusadia Guardragon decks without them. The last proxy I promised today, I'm actually running 3 Ranryu. I thought about Defrag Dragon for a while, and in the dual videos I've been running Defrag Dragon, but with this azathot build in mind, I think Ranryu is actually better. Now, originally I was thinking that if you draw two of these, it's worse than Defrag Dragon, but after more sort of thinking about it is that, well, if I draw 2 Defrag Dragons, I have to pitch a monster anyway, so it's only like I drew 1. If I draw 2 Ranryus, it's the same as drawing 1, and it sort of helps make your azathot plays. It helps push through negations. It's a dragon, so I think it's very good. Trying at 3 and it's working really well. Helps with the azathot sort of thing. 1 Destrudo. I haven't been a fan of Destrudo for a long time. However, not only does it help with the making of azathot, as well as Dawn Dragster, as well as Borreload Savage, I've also really liked its utility in the times where you draw Red MD. Because when you draw Red MD, previously with this deck, you just specialed it from your hand. However, now, if we draw Red MD in our hand, we can actually special out Destrudo with LP, and then we banish the LP to summon Red MD from our hand, and then use Red MD to get another dragon back to do the same Saryuja play, except we ended up with a free Destrudo in grave for later use, and so I think that's quite powerful. 1 Rocket Synchron, along with his brother, Magna Rocket Dragon. Now, Rocket Synchron is for making the Ib plays, and then Magna Rocket Dragon I put in because of its ability to make azathot off quick launch. Previously, I thought running only 1 target for quick launch was best. However, I now realize that that was a mistake, actually. I figured, I want to draw less bricks, but sometimes, actually, I'll draw 2 bricks because I'll draw Rocket Synchron, and then there's a decent chance you'll still have a quick launch in your hand because it's a 3 of, and that's just horrible. So, yes, you are more likely to draw bricks because you're going to draw these. You have 2 of these now instead of 1, so you're going to draw more often, but you're also brick less, like a double brick, right? And so I think that they actually balance each other out, and so I think the flexibility of allowing you to use quick launch more than once in the same turn will sort of be the edge, the sort of edge that I want that actually makes it better to put a Magna Rocket Dragon in the deck. So that's the thought on this. And then I'm also running 1 World Chalice Guardragon. It's great to summon off Ib, and it just helps make the Pisty plays. I think one of the commenters of the last video was like, wow, actually I never realized how good this card was off Ib and how it sort of just extends your plays and it really gets you there to that board that your hand was capable of making, and so I think it's worth it. It's got some utility to the hand as well. Definitely think it's a card worth trying, so I'd recommend it. We've got 3 Waterfront, and to go along with the Waterfront, we've got 1 Terraforming. I still think this is necessary. Gamma Seal is the best negate in our deck. It helps us push through hand traps, because if we have 1 extender in this, even if our LP gets ashed, we still end on Gamma Seal, which is usually good enough. And so I still think this is just, you have to play this because you want to see it. You want to see it. That's the strength of this deck, is its ease of summoning Gamma Seal out. And then we've got, of course, 3 Quick Launch. We're running the 2 Rocket Targets, just a very, very strong card. A Dragon Extender, Tutor, I think it's very good. And so, still play 3. And then, so this is different than most azathot builds. We still run 3 Call by the Grave because we're not opening azathot very often. So for example, if we open a Call by the Grave, we don't have to go for the azathot play. If we don't open Call by the Grave and we can go for the azathot play, then maybe it's something that's worth doing, right? And so we sort of can mind game our opponent by playing Call by the Graves and azathots and really just sort of messing with their head. And I really like it, so I'm still running 3 Call by the Grave. I believe it's a staple because we're not all in on the azathot build, right? We're keeping our deck pretty strong. Then we got our 3 Revival spells. Of course, Monster Reborn is the best. And then these other 2, you want 2 so you can search 1 off if you draw the other one just in case. And they're both good in different situations. So yeah. And then of course 1 Rhoda. this deck basically only bricks when you draw no Crusadias. It's very, very rare, but it does happen. You know, you can do the math, and it's not negligible, that's for sure. And so you really want to max out on having as many Crusadias as possible. Okay, that's it for the main deck. I'm just going to do the side deck, or sorry, the side deck now, just because I think it's an important part of Crusadia Guardragon. This is a pure go first build. I am not doing anything to go second. But let's just go over the side deck. So we've got 3 Drolls for hand traps and 3 Ogres as well. So why am, oops, sorry, I like the camera a bit. Why am I running these hand traps? Well, I think when you're setting the Crusadia Guardragon going second, you basically want cards that just completely blow out your opponent, right? Because your goal is stop them and then just kill them, right? You have a hard time fighting through lots of negates, and so you cannot afford to play cards that are consistent but aren't as powerful, right? We need to be on the power side of the spectrum here. And so Droll has very good potential at just shutting off a turn. Same with a lot of Pendulum's been running around, and so Ghost Ogre just has the highest chance of just sort of shutting them off completely. And so I like this sort of pair. So I think these are the best hand traps. Gamma is also another good candidate, so I'd really consider Gamma. Rest is just back row hate. 3 Twin, obvious card. You know, just great against back row. 3 Red Reboot. You know, I love this card. It's unfortunate that Judgment is at 3 for this deck because this is more likely to get Judgmented, but it's, you know, you have to, I mean, if you draw this against a trap deck, it's a free win, right? So you kind of have to play it. And then 3 Hatred. A lot of strikers still running around. You know, this is probably the weakest of the 3, but it's still good. I find myself wanting to draw it against striker a lot. I just like, oh, I really hope I open this, you know. And if you play against the odd Paleozoic, this card is just gonna blow them out, right? So yeah, still 3 Hatred. And yeah, that's the entire deck. So thanks, guys. Remember to subscribe, watch, not watch, you've already seen the video at this point, but subscribe, like, all that stuff. We really appreciate it. And we hope to see you guys soon. Thanks for hitting 50 subscribers. Hope to see 100 soon. Remember, if you guys want anything, request anything, you guys are our audience. We respond for comments fast. We try to do everything we can to get you guys what you guys want. And so I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for tuning in.